Okay, this is going to be a Christmas inspired resin project. I've got 4 coasters that I'm going to do hopefully what looks kind of like a poinsettia flower, and I'm going to try to do a big large one in the tray, and I may make it into a bowl. I've got about 22 to 23 ounces of resin mixed up. And I think, and also with the floral pretty technique that where it's 3D, you really have to wait on the timing to kind of get the prettiest effect. So that's really, really key. These don't have to be a set at all. Take a little out. I'm going to add the gold leafing into this cup. So I have plenty of time right now to just kind of mix my things up. You know, a lot of people want me to explain everything in the step-by-step process in real time, but then that can end up being an hour video. And a lot of people don't want to watch an hour video, so I do try to fast speed and forward through a lot of my videos now instead of talking and explaining through everything, because you don't want to see all the mixing and stuff that I'm doing minute by minute, or it would be quite on the boring side. Okay, on this one I'm going to actually use a little bit of the Sparkle Miners Gold. I'm not going to mix a whole lot of this, but I do want some. That's by Etsy Funshine Color Shop, and then this is Laura's Art Corner Pale Gold by Iridron. And I like it. It's just a different shade of gold, but it's so lovely with the two of them combined. So that, and I'm going to put maybe a ½ ounce to an ounce. I don't need a whole lot of that. I always have a plan in my head, and then sometimes when I get into a project, I kind of forget what my original plan was, and I can get kind of sidetracked. So I'm hoping I can stay on target with this. I want a few drops of alcohol ink. I just like to use alcohol ink. Don't ask me why. Anytime you drop something in, you need to make sure and clean out your mold really, really well. I try not to mix my mica powders on top of a mold because they'll float and land in your mold, and it will be on the top surface when you demold or unmold your piece. So you have to be really careful with that. I'll leave that there for now. Look at the little bit of gold. Then I need red, which will be a larger amount. So I'm going to go, I don't know, maybe about 4 ounces on that. And with this, I'm going to use Truly Red mica, which is not metallic. It's by Funshine Color Shop. I'm just going to put 1 spoonful or 1 little dab from my popsicle stick. It's just a nice, really nice red. I want just a bit transparent. I'm going to put a little bit of cranberry alcohol ink in. I'm actually going to put a little bit of gold alcohol ink in. I'm just experimenting. I want to see if that gives it any shimmer. Otherwise, I'm going to add me some, it does put a little shimmer into it, which is really pretty. I might leave it like that. I'm going to put just a pinch of the Sparkle White into it. Not a bunch. So that would have been a little healthy pile on the end of a stick, is how much I probably put in there. That just gives that red some beautiful sparkle. That sparkle white is good to add to any color. Okay, and I'm not putting any green in this, but I am going to put it in this one. And I'm going to do an ounce to ounce and a half. That's probably, I probably don't even need that much. I'm going to put I'm going to pour a little bit out. Maybe an ounce-ish. I'm going to use Christmas green. This Christmas green is kind of light. So I'm going to stir that in first. And I'm going to add my cobalt green, alcohol ink. Put several drops in there just to deepen it just a bit. And then I've got some fine green glitter. Oh, I didn't mean to put that much. It kind of fell in, which is fine. It'll just make it pretty. Okay, so I'm going to leave, I think, that right there because I actually like that a lot. It's fine glitter with mica, so it's shimmery. That's a nice Christmas green. I like that. So I've got Christmas green. I got the red. I'm going to put a little bit more of the red mica in to make it a little bit more vivid. And it's called Truly Red by Etsy Funshine Color Shop. And you're paying attention to your time, which right now it's at about 12 minutes since I mixed it. I still have time before I want to use it because you want to get it closer to its almost maxed out time in order to use it. And I've got probably way too much red there now that I look at it. So these are only going to have about an ounce of resin in them. Then I'll wait about 4 hours or so and I'll put a final coat on, which will be the background. But here I may just do the whole thing in one fell swoop. I'm not real sure how it's going to go. But I bought a pack of these little shimmery gold pieces from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to put a little resin in the center of each coaster. And this is what I'm using for the centers. I just thought this would be really pretty. I kind of tore some of the green leaves too when I was taking it out of the package. Some of them stuck. As you can see, some are missing, but that's okay. So I'm going to trickle a little bit of resin over it just to help it kind of stay down in the center. So I'm just making sure they're pressed in really good. There's some height to them, but they won't be any thicker than the coasters are, which is important to not get it any thicker. So I'm going to go ahead and put the resin in. I want it about half full. Make sure they're not floating up at all. Just trying to make sure these little gold leaf pieces are broken up. So I'm at 23 minutes and just feeling the warmth of the resin. Add a little bit, I'm going to add a little more of the gold to the red. Just a few more drops. It doesn't really show much. Okay, and then in the middle here, I think what I'm going to do is put some gold leaf. And this mold is probably a little over halfway full right now. I don't want a full mold because if I decide to make a bowl, it'll be easier to shape it. So I have this gold, and I really probably didn't even need to mix hardly any at all. So I'm just going to go around. I'm at 25 minutes right now. So I'm just going around a little bit. I'm also dripping. I think I'm just fanning it out a little bit from the gold leaf area. Not really a pattern per se. I'm going to take maybe half this gold out or more. I really just want a little bit of gold left. So I've just got a little bit in the bottom of my cup. I don't even want that much. I can always add more gold back into it. So basically it's just the bottom edge of the cup. I'm going to put a little bit of red into that. So that gives it this golden red shimmer, which I really like. Maybe I'll put a little more red in, because I really do like it with the gold in it. And I want it to look a little bit, different from the other reds, so I'm going to put a little bit more gold back in. That's why I put the gold to the side. And I'm 27 minutes, so it's definitely time for me to do what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to go around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one came out really thick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. That's thick too. Sometimes it's hard to control. So let me see if I can scoot some of this around a bit. I can't really. And then with this, let me add a little bit more of the red. And I'm going to put the rest of the gold in. Stir the red one more time. I'm going to take this gold that's left in the cup, just on the tip of my stick, and just okay. So This may not do like I plan. Okay, now for the green, which I have too much of that too. Okay, now I'm just going to use my skewer and try to shape some things a bit. Okay, who knows what this is going to look like. I was thinking about leaving this clear, making it into a bowl. I may do that, I'm not sure. And I'm putting a background layer on these. And I'll either choose green or gold as the background. And I'll come back in about 4 or 5 hours and make that decision. I'll be back. Okay, so it's been about 4 to 5 hours and I'm ready to put a final layer that will be the background on these, and I think I'm going to go with gold. I was going to do green, but I think the gold will be prettier. And this is still flexible, which is a good thing. It's actually a little thicker than I wanted it to be, but that's okay too. So you have to be careful where you touch it because of stickiness on top. So let's see what it looks like on the other side. Pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna make a bowl. I want it kind of wavy if I can get it that way. Not let the tape touch it. Yeah, it's stuck right there. So that might be a little bit of an issue. I can curl the edges too. But I need to weight it down. Okay, so I've got some resin mixed. It's sticking to the bowl, but it'll come off tomorrow because it's a shiny bowl, and when you have something stuck to it that's shiny, it will release, so I'm not worried about that for tomorrow. So I've got the clear here. And a little bit of this El Rizzi holographic. Be back tomorrow. Okay, I removed the thing off the bowl for the pressure, and now I've just got to pry this out. So it's still a little flexible because I heated it. There's a little ridge I was trying to get rid of, but it didn't go away. So anyway, it's cattywampus, and that's okay. And there's that. The effect didn't turn out exactly like I planned, but it's still very festive, you know. Make a great little snack bowl for goodies at Christmas time. Put the water in it and floating candles. So anyway, there's the bowl. Let's see what these look like. So the gold and the red didn't show up as strongly against the red as I thought it would. So I could have put more gold, I guess, or changed it to a little bit different. I wanted a little variation. You can kind of see it, but not a lot. And the leaves turned black in the resin instead of staying green. So there's those four. And I think the green actually would have been pretty in the background. But like I said, the green leaves turn black. So if I do these again, I will take the green leaves off and just use the gold flower in the center. So there's those. And my semi-attempt to make it look like holly leaves and poinsettia, or just a Christmas spirited bowl with the pretty gold leaf pieces around the edge. And I like being able to see the gold leaf on the edge, so I don't think I'm going to cover that with a gold pen. I usually do a lot of times, but I like seeing the gold flecks, so I'm going to leave that. So I hope you learned something in this video. Oh, and I also have these that I just poured my leftover resin into. They're for phone grips, magnets, whatever. They're just little extra bits of resin from the different times that I mixed. So those are my leftover resin pieces. So those are just my little bargaining chips, right? So there you go. Happy resin pouring, creating Christmas inspired pieces. And I really love this side of the bowl. I wish the whole side, all of the sides were that way. But sometimes when it's just a hint still tacky, you can touch it, but it kind of leaves a fingerprint. That's when you know that it's going to stick slightly to your plastic surface. Like the inside of my shiny bowl And so that's what made this happen, was it kind of clung to the edges and it stretched, whereas this was more set up and it moved a little more down, or it didn't go as far, you know, it kind of got stuck. So that's why this is more just a rounded area and this has more ripples to it. So that's just part of learning your resin and how it's going to work. I put the side that was more cured face up because I liked the look of this. You know, you can't see the gold and everything, and on this side you can see the gold, so I wanted it face up. So this was the side on this side that was the top side that was sticky-ish and not quite pliable. But see, even it's only been about 12 hours and I can do this, but you know, over 24 hours or so it will set up and get really hard and cure very well. So I hope you enjoyed it, and take a look at the links below the video. Check out the auctions coming up on Facebook in our new group that Heather Mader and I created called Art Healing Hearts Auctions. There's going to be wonderful pieces of art that could be great pieces for you, or even as gifts. This may end up in the auction as well, I'm not sure. So I will talk to you later. Bye bye.